Everything changed on that fateful day. Looking back, I know that whatever we did changed our lives forever.
The sky raptured and something strange came through.
It was a great adventure. It showed us how little we knew about the universe.
It was scary, yet magical.
I wish we could do it again.
So, you have collected Mumu from their invisible state and rendered them visible again. And now you're on the streets of Great Yarmouth with an alien quadrupedal creature. You have an idea of where you're taking Mumu, but it's quite a journey. Let me get you the map.
Map, map,
The
map,
map.
map.
Are you sure we can't just travel by map like in the movies? And just
You
imagine-
cannot fast travel when enemies are near.
We can't fast.
Wait, what enemies in here? Hang on a
God's
second.
sake,
Hang
Woman
on
was
now.
chasing us with her book, like, you interrupted my saucy romance novel.
Let's see. We can see that one.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
So you can see that it's north of the loop itself. The big orange bit at the sort of southwest is the loop. It is north of the loop, and Great Yarmouth, as we remember, is sort of southeast-ish. So you have got quite a journey ahead of you. It's going to take you through Great Yarmouth, out into the Broads and beyond.
No. And how big did we say Mumu was now?
Currently the size of a small cow.
Like, you know, the small cows with the
Incredible.
fringe, like the Highland cows,
Sort
like
of.
the fluffy ones with the emo fringe.
Yeah.
Because it fits in with Annabeth and Jessie.
Except a bit more oily.
Oh,
Wait, hang on. So that's on Ormsby Farm, and we are. Where's Great Yarmouth on this map?
We're not
Sorry,
on the
I-
map.
Off the map.
We're
It's
not on the
southeast.
map
we're
yet.
not even on the map yet,
Yeah.
folks. We-
If you go to this is a handout. It's Norfolk Broads area map.
Mhm.
You should all be able to see that. That will give you sort of wider context because you can see the loop itself.
Oh my lord.
Hang on.
Oh,
This is such a
boy.
big map. How do I zoom out? Okay,
Scroll
so
back.
we're in Great Yarmouth. Is the farm? Oh my!
Okay,
See?
sorry, it's not
I
south. It's like due east, and then you're gonna go to an area. It is. You can actually see that area on that larger map.
Okay, we need to go northwest, basically.
Yeah.
We need. So
Right.
we need
It's
to go
Derbyshire. It's
around.
labeled Derbyshire Gate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay, right. That is.
And then
Oh my
north of there is
goodness
Ormsby
gracious!
St Michael. That's where the farm is. Ormsby St Michael. It's almost the northern reach of that map. Quite a journey. But bear in mind, I mean, look in comparison where the campsite was. Like that's quite a way out from Great Yarmouth as well, and you were able to bike there and back into town and then back again in the space of a day without getting into too much trouble other than what you put yourself in, and without alerting too many adults. Like it's not unusual for you to be roaming the countryside at this point.
Fair enough.
I feel
Isn't
like
this
we need to get Moo into once we get Moo into the countryside area, we're probably going to be a lot better. We just need to figure out Moo right now in this more residential area.
Yes.
So
Alright.
can I try to do some sneaky thing where I figure out some trail or
Absolutely, you can. So, this is going to be extended trouble to get
Yes.
Moo to the destination. So you are all going to be required to roll to come up with some action and dedicate a skill check to it.
Mhm.
I'm just double checking the difficulty of the extended trouble. I think it's normal.
Normal.
Normal trouble.
Oh,
normal trouble.
Trouble. Extended trouble with a normal threat level, so 2 times the number of kids. So you require 8 successes.
oh,
Whew. Okay. Sneak, it's definitely gonna have to be.
Alright, do you want to go first then? Oh my
think-
gosh, I completely blanked because extended trouble we take turns.
We take
Yeah.
turns, yeah.
But
If you
you
wanna go
decide the
first
order.
with-
Yeah.
So do you want to go first with sneak, and then based on how you do and what the next thing is,
You guys react or
Yeah.
I
we'll
think
go
that might be
reactionary rather than like strict
Proactive.
order.
Yep.
So I think that the way that Becky's idea of sneak is going to work is twofold. It's going to be essentially trying to figure out the best route to Ormsby Farm where we're going to encounter the fewest amount of people. And you know, lots of stopping and starting as we figure out people walking past and stuff. And I think because it's Becky and she's very creative and artistic, it's also going to involve an element of disguise on
Mhm.
Mumu. I have art supplies with me. I believe
Ooh.
I have like a disguise that Becky had hastily started to put together, which might. I
Isn't
feel
this
like-
guy's already on Mumu at this point? I'm pretty sure it is.
I think we yelled about maybe putting it on, and then we kind of didn't.
Just matting it down. It's like a
that.
wig. You've got to put all the stuff down.
Yeah. I think Becky would be trying to get Mumu to a hidden area, or as hidden as possible, like an alleyway or something that just is as far off the beaten track for the moment, and then we'll be attempting to disguise Mumu for the next portion of the journey.
Okay.
The disguise that she's bought, I feel like Becky couldn't decide between large dog and pony, Shetland pony, so kind of has got a little bit of both in there.
Okay.
So kind of a large dog with a mane, maybe. I feel like she was very, but needs must. We're going to go with everything that we can.
Absolutely.
So that's my argument for sneak, and what Becky's going to attempt to do.
Okay. I'm not sure how precisely that cleaves to the Tales from the Loop definition of sneak, but
We're sneaking,
we're gonna go with it.
disguisey, stealthy madness.
I'm just gonna check. I'm just gonna check what it is exact.
God, it's not sneak at all, is it?
Well, some of them are a little broader. Some of them allow for things that you wouldn't necessarily think that the broad categorization would.
Yeah.
The ability to hide, sneak, or steal. So yeah, we can be generous and say it's got. I'm saying generous like I'm putting you through it. Like it is definitely an applicable. You're hiding. You are hiding.
We're hiding. We're sneaking, and we're hiding Mumu's true form.
And technically, you are stealing government property this entire
yes.
time. So yes,
Ooh.
absolutely, 3 for
The
3.
government can't own people.
It's not people, Taylor. It's not
Mumu
by
is
people.
Right, I'll up the ante to $10 to make Mumu by people.
All right, so I just have to tease you about it, and the amount goes up. Good. To
Okay, I am going to roll my sneak roll now.
Please do.
Oh,
Three!
Excellent.
Three
Excellent.
successes!
All right, we love this. So this is extra effects. I believe the sneak ones are give an extra success to another kid, or you find something unexpected or more of what you were looking for.
Oh,
I'll allow you to interpret that.
okay. So do I get to
Oh
choose
no,
2 of those things?
I'm so sorry. That's not the same in extended trouble.
Oh,
Oh.
tell me.
That's just 3 successes towards your 8.
Oh.
So you're
fine
off to
by
an
me.
absolutely flying
Oh,
start.
Whew.
Okay, so I guess the way that works out is Becky is suddenly remembers every geography class on the that she's ever taken on the surrounding area, and she's like, I know exactly where we're going. I think that she goes very like she goes into like almost like she likes to go into imaginary worlds sometimes. So I feel like she gets well into her spy movie moment here, and kind of like they'll be like in the bushes and she'll be like sneaking out and ducking and then like getting everybody back in the bushes if someone's coming, doing all the distraction work, all of that, till we get to a relatively quiet area, and
Absolutely.
then we're out of the suburbs.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
really funny because I was just gonna say that Becky was actually enrolled in the Duke of Edinburgh, so
That works.
yours is better. No, yours is way
I
better.
took this exact route when we went Duke of Edinburgh camping.
Mm-hmm.
Deep cut, deep cut.
Deep cut. Yes, absolutely. You're able to make your way. You're basically crossing Great Yarmouth at this point because you started out, remember, at your Wendy house on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And you chased Moo Moo into the suburbs, and now you're having to cross, or let's say probably go around towards the edge of the town itself. So you're edging towards the north, and you make your way through suburban areas. Again, this is sort of like 4 p.m. So most people are bringing their kids home from school or their extracurricular clubs, getting home ready for dinner, that sort of thing. It's not a super warm evening. People are turning indoors, and that definitely goes in your favor. You manage to avoid heavily built up areas, groups of people. You maybe occasionally see people crossing a road a little way away from you, and they may kind of just acknowledge from this distance, it probably just looks like 4 kids out walking their dog in the evening. And you see Great Danes. There are dogs around my place and the size of small cows. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You pull it off. You get away with it. 3 successes out of 8 is a really, really great start. I will give you this tidbit. This is not a reflection of any role, success, or failure. This is just some flavor for you. As you head out of Great Yarmouth, you pass a crossroads, quite a busy sort of junction. You're away from it. Let's say you're cutting through a bit of scrubland to stay away from that road, but you can see the direction in which it would take you towards the loop. There is quite a bit of activity happening there, and it is actually it's a borderline riot is taking place. There have been protests happening throughout the summer. They've been ramping up as the redundancies come in, as Regis takes over MAF and starts changing things and forcing people out, and there have been increasing protests. It seems like at this point things are escalating a little bit too far. There is police, and you can see them like going into the vans and start getting on like riot gear, ready to deal with this and tamp it down because they think that tensions are flaring too hot.
Can Jessie see her dad?
Ooh, what a great question.
I was literally about to ask, do I recognize any of our parents there?
Are we gonna have to take a detour to go and save Mr. Reynolds?
I think he'll be fine.
Complicated.
I'm gonna ask you to give me a roll for it, Jessie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's probably an investigate.
Okay. I'm not bad at that. I'm not great at it, but I'm not bad.
We got this.
I have a condition.
Mm-hmm. It's a lovely noise.
2 6s.
2 successes. That isn't gonna contribute. We'll say this is a separate thing. This is not gonna contribute to extended trouble. But you get an extra effect. I believe this is the one where you ask the questions. What's hidden here and where is it? What does it mean? What has happened? How can I get into, out of, or past it? What threats can I perceive and where is it? So you get to ask 3 of those.
3 of those. Okay, cool. So I already kind of know what's happened here. The primary question is, where is it? It being Paternus, father.
Excellent. I invoke thee, Paternus.
I love it. People should use that more.
You are at quite a distance, and as soon as you guys realize what is going down, presumably you're trying to avoid it even more, because this Regis, they're there. And there's Mumu. You want to move fast. But with the glances that you can take, you definitely feel like you get a glimpse of somebody who, if it's not your dad's got a doppelganger out there somewhere. He's wearing civvy clothes, he's not in uniform. You probably haven't seen him for a couple of days because he's been out all the time, and you've assumed he's been at work. But when you see him, he's got a couple of days worth of growth on his chin. And you haven't seen that in a long time because you know that's not really a regulation for security guards. He's not up there, he's not getting stuck into it. You can see some really, really irate people at the front who are up in police officers' faces and getting really, really quite upset. I want to gloss over this a little bit because I've just remembered I think police aggression is a line for us at this table, so we're not going to go into the action of what happens, but you definitely pick him out. Looking slightly different, so maybe it takes you a second to clock that it is him, but yeah, he's there at the back.
Oh god. I think as everyone is moving forward, you can see that Jesse has stopped and is looking at this crowd, and then sort of not consciously but peeling away as you guys are going on.
Becky, you're in charge, and I peel after Jesse.
Wait, what?
Moving.
I think I understand what it means, but as it's a question I can ask, what does it mean?
It means your dad hasn't been going to work. And he's now joined the ranks of locals who are upset about losing their jobs.
And I guess the last question is, how can I get into / out of past something? How can I get into a place where he can see me
now?
Because I need him to not be there.
Okay.
This is a pro gamer move.
Yeah. I'm really loving your interpretation of the questions and the way you're applying them to the situation. That is beautiful. What I'm going to say is I can give you the information. Whether or not you choose to act on it is then another action. That's going to be another role. And it's going to impact what is happening here. I think if you make another roll in this situation, I think it should apply to your extended trouble.
Okay.
Meaning that if you fail, it's going to set back the journey. So weigh that up. You are passing sort of parallel to the main road. You're off in the scrubland. Let's say you're I can't do geography. What are distances? You're far enough away that, again, perspective will tell these people this is just some kids out for an evening walk with their dog. If you wanted to put yourself in direct eye line, you would have to move slightly closer. And there is like the scrubland that you're in borders the road, but there's like a little hillock. It almost kind of runs down up and down to the road. You're beneath the road a little bit, but you can move toward the road and put yourself on a slightly higher incline. And with a bit of motion, you might be able to be spotted.
What's the help mechanic in this game?
Describe how you help, and you give your friend an extra d6.
Okay. I catch up to Jesse and I begin running parallel.
If
I'm gonna
you
take their
help,
lead.
and if you fail, you both suffer the same consequences if you help on a roll.
That's fine.
Quiet part out loud.
Just so
Okay.
you're aware.
I understand there will be consequences to my actions. Such is life.
I think Jesse's gonna see you coming up after them. Be like, no, Annabeth, you need to stay with Mumu and Becky and Kimberly.
Becky's in charge. Quickly, let's go.
No, but fine. No time to argue. And I think Jesse is going to get up on that hillock.
Okay. All right, what is this going to be in terms of a roll? Let's have a look. So, looking at it, come with me now on a journey. I think this might be a move roll.
Okay.
The ability to climb high, balance, run fast, and chase someone or get away. If you get more than one success, your bonus effects would be to give success to another kid, potentially, to impress someone, or to have nobody notice you.
Okay.
They may come in useful.
Well, we could argue I don't want anyone to notice me except for him.
I would allow that bonus effect to apply in that to
Okay.
that interpretation for sure. The only other one that I can think it might be would be charm.
Make people do what you want.
Your bonus effects would be that they will take risks to help you, they will persuade others to believe you, they will be confused, frightened, or impressed. Things of that nature.
That could also work in the sense that Jesse's dad would be fairly confused as to why is my child up on this hillock and there's all this police aggression and it's not safe.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to do either one.
Okay. I'll let you choose. I will literally let you choose whichever one you're most proficient at.
Cool, that's charm then.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing?
Trying to think.
Are you literally just like kind of like getting up on the hill and standing there ominously?
Ominously.
Remember me,
Like a
your
sh-
child.
Like a shadow in the distance. No,
Have you got your
Like a
boombox?
reminder?
Yeah.
I of course do. I think his dad would probably recognize the silhouette of someone with a boombox. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That does work. Very nice.
Because then you also get to add another d6 for your item.
Yeah. Okay. So plus
Does me
this.
just like if Jesse's just standing there, can I like hold myself back and then run up as like a delayed movement in the corner of his eye kind of thing? To
To
just
add
kind
another-
of
yeah.
sit like Jesse will run up and then I'll wait and then I'll run up as like another thing to kind of there's movement. What's that? And I'd
Cool.
like to help.
Yeah, add another d6, Jesse, for sure.
Okay. I'm not gonna say how many die I'm rolling because that jinxes it sometimes.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Take a condition.
Either really good or really bad.
It's really bad. It's real bad. But I could do scared. I could go to scared.
I think that fits the situation perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be right back looking up what the conditions are.
Scared, upset, exhausted, injured.
Yeah. So I think I'll go to scared, and then I will. It's reroll all fail die.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do I take the condition as well?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I'm taking exhausted.
Are you up
That's
to
the bit
3
where-
now?
That's the bit when
I'm up
Dottie
to
edits in
3.
themselves saying, "Whatever happens to one person happens to the other."
Well, I can't take
A
the same
wavy
last one.
dream. No, hang on. Actually, let me double triple check that. Let me double triple check.
But yeah, because Jesse's now on 3 conditions.
Yes.
I'm on 2. I'm on
Oh,
2.
you're on 2,
I'm
sorry.
on 3.
Yeah,
You're on
Annabeth's
3,
on
sorry,
3.
sorry.
That you were on 3 conditions, Annabeth.
Maybe that's the reason Annabeth chose Becky to be the leader, because
Yeah.
they're on 2 conditions.
Absolutely not. I have full faith in my sister.
So when you help someone, you're bound to the outcome of the roll. If it fails, you suffer the same effects as the kid who rolled. That doesn't necessarily apply in terms of
I
pushing.
was gonna say they're not taking the condition for it, so
Well, I got 1 success. So
yeah.
I will say I rolled 8 die.
Twice? Okay.
Okay,
It's
still on 4
I
overall
rolled-
for extended
rolled-
trouble.
I've got a plan.
4 first time, I got 2. I rolled 8, I got 1. 8 twice and got 1. So it's going downhill already. It's fine.
Well,
though.
No,
The fates do be like that.
we've got the average amount that we need right
Yes.
now for
Mhm.
extended trouble. We've got 4.
Yep,
And
1,
2
2
people
rolls.
have rolled.
Yep.
Gonna be okay.
Hang on,
even if-
Sophie, have I taken a 3rd condition or not?
No,
You
sorry,
have-
no.
You have not.
Okay.
You even if you don't get 8 out of the 4 rolls, there are still ways that you can achieve your goal, but it does involve taking more conditions. So bear that in mind. Okay, so yes, so you succeed. You climb this little hump with your boombox in hand. I'm assuming you roll on your bikes as well. Did you take your bikes from the Wendy house?
Yeah, we took our bikes to
Yeah.
the suburban neighborhood, so
Yes.
I would assume
That's
we
right.
took them with us.
You were in a rush, so it's worth asking.
Mhm.
So yeah, the silhouette in the sort of setting autumn sun of a child of your stature and build on a bike with a boombox is recognizable to probably anybody in town. But given your dad's situation, he looks just as scared as you. He looks on edge, confused, frustrated, more emotion than you've probably seen on his face at any one time ever. And as things start to escalate where he is, you see him starting to sort of try and back away. He still believes in the cause, but it's getting really real. And you can see him looking around for support, for an alternative, for an escape. And in one of these glances, he sees you. At that point, Annabeth runs up behind you. What do you do?
I assume I clock Mr. Reynolds, as that could be the only possible reason that Jesse would have come up here in the first place. I put a hand on Jesse's arm, and do like a very light pulling motion to see if Jesse is going to come back with me.
Oh. Does it look like his dad is moving away?
He was slowly sort of taking a few steps back and around as the crowd behind him is pushing forward. When he sees you, he stands stock still. And after a beat, he just turns and walks away
All
back
right.
towards the town. He's moving fast. He's moving with purpose, and his head is down. And he's like,
that's what he needed. And I think, Annabeth, you just feel this release of tension, but Jesse's still wound fairly tight as the boombox comes down. It's like, I don't even want that talk later.
Annabeth was going to try and say something reassuring, and you just kind of snap, and she says nothing and just begins to like start running back towards the others.
Annabeth, dang it.
She's getting her steps in today, lads.
Jesse will pedal after Annabeth.
all right, you've made it towards the Broads because all of that was happening, and the only person who was paying any attention when their eyes were locked on you, Jesse. Nobody saw Becky and Kimberly scuttling past with a disguised alien creature.
Team sneaky distraction. No, not distraction.
Nope.
Or Team sneak force.
We were
Just
supposed to be
sneak force.
here.
Team
all the
Moo.
time.
All the time. Supposed to be here. Yep.
So you're about halfway. Who else is going to contribute to this extended trouble?
Are we not coming up against anything else at the moment?
You've pretty much just got wide open Broads ahead of you for now. What else can I? You want me to throw something at you?
No.
I would love for you to throw something else at us.
Oh, we have dissent amongst the ranks.
First, I'm
Yeah,
not the
make it
leader.
harder, Darcy, please.
All right, fine.
Boy. All those successes for naught.
I know. I found a way. Oh.
Done that one. I'm skipping that one. So this is the only one I can throw at you. Let me think. So you're off the main roads now. You're sticking to like public footpaths and like rambling paths through the Broads. At this time of day, because we've already established it would be perfectly reasonable to assume that you are people out walking your dog. Guess what? There are other people out walking their dogs. And as you're crossing a field, you're walking a path to one side of the field. The fields are empty now. Like, it's autumn. Things have been harvested. Yeah, I was thinking like cornrows. Can we do a
Yeah, that's
thing
what
there?
I was thinking.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, everything's gone. Everything's gone.
Absolutely not.
You see, you're in fields, fenced off fields, and you're approaching. You're a little way away now, but you can see at the end of this field, you're going to have to cross a stile. And as you get about halfway across the field, you see a figure climb the stile coming your way. And just an absolute bundle of energy in the form of a border collie dog just leaps over the fence next to the person. You wanted trouble.
I know. I look to Kimberly.
Yep, I knew this was my way.
Please, Darcy.
And then they've gone, Kimberly, you're dealing with that.
Look,
Okay.
I got you some bullshit from the GM.
I'm in a mood tonight, and I'm sorry, Fiona, but you're the
No.
best person to handle this.
No, I can yes and this. I just want to clarify once again because I feel like I have every time I come back to it, the different size. So, would you say Moo is the size of a cow or a small horse that could be ridden?
I love where your brain is going.
Yep.
I'm going to read to you the words
Perfect.
written by friend of the show, Oz.
Yep, I'm here to hear every single word.
I'm actually just going to control F. I'm sure it's small cow. Small cow comes up with one result in this PDF.
Small.
I
From
wonder-
its miniature size The creature has grown progressively larger until now it is the size of a small cow.
Now let me look up how big a small cow is.
A Shetland
So are
pony.
we talking like a
How
calf?
big
Or are we talking...
is a
Hey, there
small
is
cow?
such thing as miniature cattle, everyone. And it's the cutest thing. I want everyone to look it
Oh
up
no.
I've
immediately.
just looked it up. Oh my god, they're babies.
Okay, that's plan one out of the thing. Can't use that because I will crush that small cow.
Hang on, that's a mini cow, not a small cow.
Look. Okay, look. Regardless, none of us can do a reverse ET in which we ride Moo over a fence. Right. So that's get rid of that idea. I say this aloud to nobody.
As the
Annabeth
dog is
not-
bounding towards us.
The
Annabeth
guy's
not
like
safe.
the guy's throwing a ball for it, so he's walking along the straight path, but the dog is like going into the field back and forth to catch
Okay.
this ball and bring it back and catch
My
the ball. and bring
second
it back.
important question, which obviously I would know about: how heavy is Moo?
Oh, you cannot lift Moo.
Damn it!
Hang on.
Not a chance.
Why
Right.
don't we just distract?
All right.
Kimberly, there's a ball involved.
No, the wrong kind of. I go to Moo. Right, I go to Moo. I grab Moo's face, like gently. I'm like, Moo,
Mhm.
I need you to fly so quickly. And put my head to Moo, and I'll be like, Moo, either fly or go invisible or something. I need you to just go over the fence. There's neodymium over the fence. Just please. Look, I'll hop over. You follow. Ready? I will scramble over the fence. I'll scramble over the thing nearest.
Back the way you've come is the nearest fence.
Sure. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just like this way. Come on. This
You're
way.
just illustrating. Okay.
This way. Up.
Oh, what role is
What
this?
are we trying to achieve?
This is not where I thought that Kimberly would go with this.
I feel like this could be the moment where Becky just turns to Kimberly and is just like, "This is it. This is your moment to make your brother proud. Kick the ball.
Kick the ball.
This is your football moment.
You know what? I'm halfway over the wall. I'm like, you know what, that's an Occam raises that type of thought. Okay, and I get back off the wall, and I run and I kick the tennis ball.
Okay.
The ball.
Okay. I go within inside myself, and I'm like, okay. You are one woman team. You sprint, and I sprint as quick as I can. Meet the ball.
Good at
And
football.
try and
You're away from this person and their dog so far.
But the one thing we know about Kimberly is that she does sprint training.
She's very dangerous over short distances. This has been established. So you just begin sprinting towards this person. So, for clarity,
Yes.
the guy throws the ball.
Yep.
You run into the field. You're racing the dog for the ball.
Yep.
And you're going to kick it back at the guy.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. That absolutely sounds like a move roll.
Can I aid in any way by
Please describe.
Can I No. I'm going with moral support. I would like to aid. I recognise that this is an important moment for Kimberly and consequently our friendship, and consequently to that potential good vibes with Liam in the future too. But obviously friendship comes above Liam, obviously.
Sure.
And I think that Annabeth and Reddit are running sort of in our direction to come rejoin the group. You've never seen Becky so invested in any kind of anything remotely football ever. But I feel like Becky would like to just kind of like yell like, come on, Kimberly, you got this, you can do it, and bloaters, and just like go absolutely wild.
Wow.
In the middle.
I love it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so I'm aiding that. Whatever that does.
That adds a d6 to Kimberly's roll.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. This is did you say a move roll?
This is definitely a move roll.
Okay. So I start slow motion. It speeds up. The grass sort of parts. We see like a close up on the dog slobber, like, and I'm like, I beat the dog. I leap up in the air, and I'm gonna kick. And so in total, I'm rolling 8 dice with no conditions. Okay, so and I go and I get 1 success, but I would like to use my luck and re-roll. No.
I want to offer you something. It's not me offering you something really. It's me reminding you that you have something.
Ooh.
And I will allow the interpretation of it because I think it's a really cool moment. I think that Becky has built you a really cool moment.
Yep.
In saying this is your chance to make your brother proud.
Mhm.
I will say if you're in agreement, I don't want to put thoughts in your character's head.
No, go for
That
it.
that is sort of in line with your pride.
Yes. Yeah. So use the pride instead.
And get an automatic success.
Yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely.
You can still push if you want to get more successes.
I'm going to try
Okay.
because I'm aware that would have, but I definitely will check my pride.
Yeah.
And therefore you can see there's tears coming down. I've built so much.
For people who may not have read your character sheet, what is your pride and what way does it empower Kimberly in this moment?
So my pride is nobody calls me chicken. And so I think as each footstep goes, slow motion thing, she thinks back to that first day at the football camp where she couldn't score a goal, nobody would pass to her or anything like that, and people were laughing, and they were saying some horrible childish things, but she took them really to heart, even though she never normally does that. And so she's just hearing all the echoes of like, oh, you smell of vinegar, etc.
You've done it again.
Why would you every time?
But children don't say horrible things. Anyway, so she goes, I may smell of vinegar, but I'm a bloody good football player. And I will use luck to re-roll. Just trying to get, so I got 2 successes so far. I'm just gonna push that, I think. So another 2 successes on top of that.
Another 2.
We are
on top of the one from your initial roll, 1 from your pride, and another 2 takes you to 8.
Oh, great! I don't have to do anything. Perfect.
Well, you still can. I think it was going to have some disaster in a second. I knock out a man.
I have no idea how to resolve this other than Kimberly knocks out a man with.
No, you don't have to knock him out.
I don't know where else to take him, Fiona.
Maybe,
and I think 4 is unconscious.
You don't knock out the man, and instead he's a football scout. And he's like, wow.
No, I think if you'll allow me to just twist it ever so slightly, the most logical thing is that you kick the ball away from the path.
Yeah.
So that the dog goes running, the guy has to go chasing after it. He's shouting at you, "What did you do that for? What are you interfering with me dog for?" And in that chaos, Mumu and the rest can sneak past.
I get my t-shirt, like kiss it. Do a small victory lap. Go to Becky, give Becky the biggest hug. Did you see that?
Becky's just like screaming and hugging with you.
Why are you doing? What are you even doing out? Shouldn't you be in school? The dog's like in the next field, like running.
I think Becky, in the loudest that she's ever been, just yells back at this person. Some people don't appreciate talent when they see it. It's just like continues like
Becky.
Incredible.
Dang, good kick, Kim.
You've made an enemy for life.
Yep.
He's coming back in winter. He works for reading.
Yeah, watch this be our new school teacher in winter.
God.
Oh no.
Okay. So yes, you have defeated the extended trouble without all having to roll. You can contribute if you would like, Annabeth.
You sure you just
will
don't want it to be like
say-
plain sailing from here on out? Now that I've
Yeah,
forced
that's
myself
actually the
on
end of the mystery.
Buckley?
You get there, and Mumu's safe.
And
No,
everything's fine. Cool. Got
Bish
it.
bash bosh
Please.
knocked out
We
in
did it,
half an
gang.
hour. We can go to bed, everyone.
no.
Great.
You do make it to Ormsby Farm. You don't encounter anybody else this far out. This is a really isolated area of the Broads. You are right on one of the Broads, and you approach this really wild piece of land. What you approach, though, is an area of land surrounded by a fairly high fence. This is private property. There have been legal disputes over it, and it's not far from the farm. I think we disclosed this was owned by the Chapmans. It's their farm, it's their land. The farm is not too far away. So there is a high fence around this area, specifically to keep people out. It stretches. The piece of land itself is a peninsula, so it juts out into the Broads. The fence, therefore, needs to sort of accommodate that, and it goes into the water for about 8 meters. It's made of pretty sturdy wood, and it's tall enough that it's going to be a bit of a challenge to climb over for you guys. And you need to get Moo past. So, we'll call it your last challenge. This is the makeup for Annabeth not rolling extended trouble. Your last obstacle before you reach the farm is this fence. And while you're here, Moo's been really well behaved. I think they've quite enjoyed the walk of getting out and about and seeing some new things, and they've been pretty well behaved. And as they get here, they start not getting agitated, but you would think after that much exercise they would start slowing down. They seem to be getting hyped up now. There's a sniff, there's a lick.
Ooh.
Oh, there's neodymium in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the ships.
Okay. I could go the fun route or the boring route. So
Is
the
that a
fun,
question?
like this is me talking to my fellow kids.
Hi.
I could either try and like scout out and see if I can find like where the chain link fence has maybe like been knocked down by wildlife, or like there's like a tree that we can kind of scale and jump over the other side, or I could try and hype up Moo and see if we can get Moo to fly, which is stealing Fiona's idea from earlier. But Moo seems to be in the right frame for it.
I think. Can Moo swim?
I don't think you've ever tried.
I don't want to test that out because if Moo's
I'm just thinking that if the fence stops about, what do you say, 8 feet in?
8 meters.
8 meters. Oh, that's much longer than 8 feet. If we can get Moo, like bring Moo to water, maybe Moo swim.
Oh, it's a shame Moomoo's not bipedal, because then you know how like when you're a kid in the swimming pool and you kind of like do the monkey
this?
crawl across
Yep.
like on the side of the pool. We could get Moo to do that with the fence.
Let it go, Annabeth.
Oh my god.
Darcy, all I'm saying, $15.
We got a couple more hours recording. We can get that higher.
Oh
Okay.
god.
But if Moo is able to fly, it could be the time. Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm.
Let's say, hypothetically, we managed to get Moo to fly. How do we get Moo to land again?
This is a very important question, Becky. 100%, I am with you.
Well, one thing we could do is that if some of us are already on the other side and then can coach Moo down, that could be something. But like, oh look, we found some neodymium here on the ground. Ooh, num.
Maybe we could find some rope somewhere around. It's a farm, and then we could, like a balloon,
Like a balloon, yeah.
pass.
This is like
I-
an interesting team building exercise we've got going on.
The energy tonight is really something else, you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off my bag because I've got all of the battery packs because I remembered to grab them before we left the Wendy house.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take one out and ask Kimberly, "How's your throwing arm?"
It's pretty good. It's very good.
I
But
passed the battery pack.
oh, okay.
And I just say, and I just kind of point to like you know when the grass part and there's dirt there. What is words? Like a patch of dirt where you can eat it and it can be seen.
Okay. I can definitely do an underarm throw, but I mean, we might all need to scatter. But also, can we make sure Moo can fly first before we do that? Otherwise, we
Oh,
lose food.
this is just to entice Mumu to the other side one
Oh,
way or another because
okay.
it's food.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay,
I
so
could
we're damaging this fence. Got it.
No, we're trying to throw the battery pack
over
over
the fence.
the
yeah.
fence.
Okay.
Is it an electric fence?
No, it's just wooden.
Oh,
Ah, we could just scale it.
but Moo can't though.
If we get to the top of the fence, can we try and attract Mumu into the? This is predicated on the idea that Mumu can
Becky's
fly. and
gonna
I'm
start
still not
climbing
sure.
the fence while you're talking.
Look,
Sounds like a force roll.
Make a what? Which one?
No, move. Move is
Move.
climb.
I was gonna say force
is
is
move.
like.
Climb.
Okay.
I was looking
we'll
at force
see
because I
how
was like,
we
if you're gonna
do.
throw a thing.
Oh yeah.
hey, Darcy.
Hey, Taylor, what's up?
Does Mumu have stats?
Success.
Dang it.
One success.
One success. Yeah, you manage it.
I kind of
gonna-
wish it. I
I'm
kind of wish I
gonna
gave you a
get
battery
to the
pack.
top of the fence
I was-
and start. I'm gonna take a battery pack up to the top of the fence and start waving it and see if Mumu will at all respond to trying to get up to the top of the fence. You gotta fly like a fairy. Come on, like I showed you. I've got my fairy wings on. I flap them a little bit.
Mumu
Like
takes a
this.
look. Mumu acknowledges you up there. Is like, oh hey. What? No, okay.
I don't think this is working, guys.
What
I mean,
would entice?
maybe.
Nah.
we
See,
could-
part of me is just like, hang on. I'm
Yeah,
trying
we
to
could
think of
We can
a
always
good.
try and dig up some of the bits and like find a bit like you were saying before, Annabeth, and like push Moo underneath. But then we might have a Winnie the Pooh situation.
I mean, hey Mumu, do you know what a battering ram is?
Oh boy. Becky gets off the fence.
Yep.
Like we're taking too long, and I don't like this.
I do love that no other problem so far has presented you with this much of a hesitation. You were like, "There's a man with a dog. Well, I'm going to kick a ball at him instantly."
Why don't we?
And now it's doors, it's gates,
You've-
and doors, and
Why
we're
don't
You've
we-
presented
why
us
don't
with
we
a barrier.
try to see
Yeah.
if we can find a place.
Nah, I'm making Mumu. I'm gonna try and convince Mumu to be a battering ram and just go through the fence.
I don't think that.
Nah, it's done.
Annabeth.
How are you doing that?
I
I
am
am
going
back on
to-
the other side.
I'm going to use my telepathic bond
Hmm.
with Mumu.
Mhm.
And at the moment, I am upset, and I am scared, and I'm getting increasingly frustrated. This wasn't the plan, and I think back to all of the times that I've been mad, and all of the back to the cave in spring, and how I started to destroy things because I had unchecked rage. And and I picture in my head very clearly running at the fence and breaking it down,
Okay.
like a slow-mo Supergirl me bursting through the fence. And then I think about that same thing again, but with Mumu doing it, because I know the reality that I am not gonna make it through that fence, but Mumu might. And I'm gonna
Okay.
see if I can convince Mumu to be a battering ram.
Before you've even finished the image of yourself doing that, Mumu has like come over to you, and how tall would you be compared to a small cow?
Probably
I'm
about like
head height.
probably like Mumu is up to like top
Yeah.
of my shoulder, like that kind of.
He like headbutts you, and then like kind of rests his head on your shoulder, and you get calming sensations coming through the bottom.
Oh, Mumu
get-
just reversed you.
Mumu was like, "Girl,
You
you
went,
need to take a
Be
breath."
angry, and Mumu was like, "What's up, buddy? Come on, tell little Mumu about it."
Tell old Mumu.
See, I've started something now. How like you said, it's a wooden fence.
Mhm.
Is it like this way or like this way?
It's like plywood. It's post.
Easily breakable?
It doesn't appear to be easily breakable. No, it's been constructed for a purpose, and this is the purpose. It is literally to keep kids out.
I'll do the boring thing then, and I'll just investigate to see how we can get through.
Okay.
I feel like I'm being told to chill out.
I
So
wish- I bet there's a gate very close by that will.
We're done. Like you
Standing
look
next to it.
literally 5
Oh
seconds.
wow, that's 6 dice and all failures. So
wow.
Oh no.
you know what?
And-
We live, we
oh.
laugh, we love. I'm taking a condition which is exhausted, and I'm going again.
Okay.
Oh, that's a whole second lot of failures.
No!
But
Don't do it
+1
again.
No, we can
condition.
all do.
You know what? I think I'm gonna end this season broken.
Please don't.
I'm not gonna.
No,
I
No,
am.
let's make
I
it
kind of.
No.
I've set myself a challenge now. I've
What's
got
your
one
pride?
condition left.
Do you have a pride?
I don't have one that applies because when I wrote my pride for this character, it was before I understood what pride did. And I've never taken the time to talk to Darcy and be like, "Hey, what do you think an appropriate pride is?"
Hey, Taylor, what do you think an appropriate pride would be for?
I don't know in this moment, if I'm being entirely honest.
Okay.
And I don't think that Annabeth deserves to succeed in this moment, if I'm being
No,
entirely
we're
honest.
not channeling
Deserves.
that. We're not
Let's not
channeling
Uh,
that.
Deserves.
be.
Like,
So
would you, Darcy?
I need somebody else to step up.
So,
I
Yeah,
mean,
Ren,
I can investigate. My investigate score's pretty good.
Ren's
Yeah, I
got a
was gonna say-
question.
Yeah, let's go, Rain.
So go on, Ren.
No, the question was, is it too late to try to assist with this?
You can try.
Hmm?
You can try for sure.
Okay.
Don't do it. I reject the premise.
I
You don't need to.
reject your reality and substitute my own.
You really don't need to like take the. English is really difficult. It's
Correct.
a bad language. It's a culmination of like a bunch of different languages that were shoved in a bag and then
Mhm.
kind of shaken up and then spilled back out onto the table. No, don't take the condition.
There's no condition to take.
There's no condition.
Oh, you don't take the condition?
No.
Okay.
To help you on the first roll, no condition.
Interesting. I just rolled a single die to see what would have happened.
Mhm.
And it was a success.
Yeah.
So
There
that's
you go.
that's the aid that Jesse would have given you the first time around. So take your condition off because you didn't need to push.
Yes.
Teamwork makes the
Yeah.
Teamwork.
So a successful investigate roll. Hello, dog. That gives you 2 questions from the list.
Mhm.
There will come a point where I don't have to open the book every time anybody does an investigate roll, but I
The
like having it
questions
here.
are: what is hidden here and where is it? What does it mean? What has happened here? How can I get into, out of, past something? What threats can I perceive here? Where is it? I got a cheat sheet.
Like
Nice.
incredible work, saving Darcy some voice there as well. Work makes the dream work.
Dreamwork.
Yeah.
Hey Darcy, how can I
Step
get
down.
into here, out of the outside of here, or past the fence?
Okay. Do you want to give me a second question, or do you want to wait for the answer to that one first?
I would love to. I would love to hear what the answer to this one is.
Okay.
Tell me where the gate is, Bubs.
Yeah, where's the gate?
Ilnyapad gate. As if in a dreamlike sequence, you think back to reading the newspaper article about this area.
Mm. That was something I did. Yes.
It was probably literally today, yeah. And you remember reading about the legal battle, about the contest in the will, and like what this piece of land can be used for. And you remember the legal loophole that Mrs. Chapman has not exploited, but put to use to allow her to store this, to lease out the land, to put this magnetrain freighter on it, is that for some reason, somewhere in some contract, it was allowable to moor boats here. And that is something that she has been previously doing. So it stands to reason that somewhere around this piece of land, there are going to be some boats.
Interesting. Now the question is, do I want to know about secrets or do I want to know about threats? I would like to know what is hidden here and where is it?
What is hidden here and where is it?
Give me secrets, please.
Obviously, there's something hidden here, but how do I reveal it?
Is it Moo? Is the secret's been all along?
Moomoo's not hidden here yet. We're trying to hide Moo.
Yeah. Okay.
Moo goes invisible.
Refusing to cooperate. Okay. You have your thought about the boats. And can we say, for the sake of moving it along slightly and getting you to the answer to this question, that you go looking? As you begin to walk around the perimeter fence, you approach, you can see the farm in sort of in the middle distance. It's probably like 5-ish, 6 o'clock now, and dusk is rolling in. So you can see the lights on in the farmhouse. There is somebody home for sure. So keep that in mind. You also notice a boathouse jetty. You can see a boathouse on the water and a jetty out on the water with several boats moored. You can approach that area without, you don't need to sneak, you're totally fine. You can go and explore. The thing that you do notice that puts you slightly on edge is very clearly a berth where there are, in fact, several berths where a boat has been untied. And a couple of like chocolate bar wrappers on the floor.
Ooh. Other people?
Other people are here. When you get into that cordoned off area, you're not going to be alone.
Chocolate bar wrappers.
They're kids.
Do they look like kids? Like, do they look like the kind of chocolate bars that we would eat?
Yeah, it's not like, a half discarded milk tray with a happy anniversary, darling.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah,
is it
no,
like
it's
an adult chocolate bar or a kid's chocolate bar? And
it's Freddo's. Exclusively Freddo's.
Gosh,
Okay,
that's so cheap.
fantastic.
Oh, it's not gosh darn Katie and her silly UFO club, is it?
Well, I guess we won't know till we get there.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna get in so much
Oh
trouble.
no, you've just given our GM ideas. On there.
No, I was reading our GM. I know exactly who it is.
You can't leave things unfired if they're loaded in the first act. Chekhov's UFO club.
Yep. Very famous.
I
Okay.
roll up my sleeves.
I've seen that play. All right. Well, look, we can just deal with whoever it is when we get there. Let's just first thing. Let's get Moo into a boat. Maybe we need 2 boats.
We should try to get Moo on the big ship. If
The
we
big ship
can.
isn't here. The big ship is on the land, like dry
Yep.
dock.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
These
we
are like
need
So
to
we
get
need to
a
get
smaller
ship.
past these people first before we.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
And the quickest way would be by boat.
Yep. I mean, if Moo is too heavy for the boat, because apparently I can't carry Moo, I'm sure Moo can float.
Well,
What
let's
else?
just try and get Mumu on the boat first and
Yep.
see what happens.
Teens can carry a bit of weight.
Yep. All right. Who wants to be at the back, gently encouraging, or at the front, gently encouraging to Moo?
I'll go at the front.
Okay.
All right. Everyone else at the back.
I asked Mumu very nicely to get on the boat.
I'll go at the front with Annabelle.
Come on, Peggy, put your back into it.
Can I just... Okay, I was stuck at the back end then. We just try and push.
All right. Yeah.
But I just turn to Kimberly and say, when was the last time that Moo ate?
Oh yeah, batteries probably would help at this point, wouldn't they?
All right. Yeah. Let's say you manage to cajole Moo onto a boat by dangling a. The carrot is in this phase a battery pack. I'm not going to require a roll to get you there because it's just not fun if you fail. So yeah, so you make your way across this short stretch of water and make landfall on I don't think it has an official name. It's just a bit of wilderness at Ormsby Farm. It is beautiful. You can tell like in full bloom in the summer with the sun shining, this would be idyllic. It's very, very quiet, but every so often you hear a sound that shouldn't be in this place at this time. You hear, rising on the wind, children's voices.
Do we recognize the children's voices?
It's a great question. I don't know that you would be able to figure that out at this distance. So you're going to have to get a little closer.
All right.
So, this is your showdown. This is Extended Trouble again. And this
We
one,
just got out of extended trouble.
you guys invoke a lot of trouble. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, this is hard threat level. So this is 3 times the number of kids.
Oh
Enough.
no!
12 successes.
Well, we're in trouble.
It's all right.
Yes, extended trouble.
I would say big cup trouble. Am I allowed to say we're screwed?
I think so, yeah. Again, I can just bleep you.
We'll be okay.
We'll be okay.
I'm going to draw my very professional extended trouble tracker.
Right.
It's just some dots. Fill in. Okay, so you have made landfall. You've got Moo into a boat and across some water and off of a boat again, which is an achievement in and of itself. So well done, you guys. You make your way through. It's a heavily wooded area, so you start making your way through the trees towards the sound of kids' voices. And you asked Becky if you recognized any of the voices. I'm just gonna, without even needing to roll for it, by the time you get slightly closer, you can make out the shape of a large magnetrine ship ahead of you in the dusk light. You can see figures moving above its bulk, over its surface, and they are teenagers. They're around your age. As you get closer and you listen out, you do pick out several voices that you probably think, I'm sure I've heard that voice in math class, or I've heard him shouting on the playground, or some familiarity to it without necessarily being able to put a face to it. But then, of course, there are a few that you definitely recognize. And the loudest, most commandeering voice belongs to Katie.
God, we can't leave Mumu here if they're hanging around here. We need to find a way to make sure that they leave and don't want to come back. And hello, fancy house.
Yeah, leave and don't want to come back.
I
What's the
think
weather
that-
like?
I think that when you say that they leave and they don't want to come back, like, I think that as we've been getting closer, Becky has been becoming like more and more nervous because as that voice has kind of come on the wind. It's a bully that she's not particularly fond of, and she's trying to pluck up the courage to not just like want to turn around and run away or hide. But it's autumn and it's around Halloween. And this is one of Becky's favorite time of year because she knows a lot of ghost stories that she's very, very, very familiar with. And I think that, like, in this moment, she'll just go, so what if we scare them away?
I have the tapes. We established in the first episode. I have tapes for Becky's
story,
ghost
right?
stories.
You wanted to know if we'd seen anything weird, if we had a good story. What if I have a story? My dad works on these ships. He could have told me a ghost story. You know I'm good at ghost stories, Annabeth.
I don't want to hear it right now. I don't.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell Katie.
Okay. This is not. I thought you were going a little bit in a different direction with this. I thought you were going to create one of your ghost stories without us being seen.
But we could do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing
What
is,
if
you
I
go up to
tell the
Katie,
story and you provide effects?
the thing is, if you go up to Katie, then Katie knows that we know where this location is and we've got something to do here. But if we just kind of mess around and make them think that there's a ghost.
Not if I tell her I just want to join her stupid UFO club. Which she would believe because she thinks I'm a loser and that she's super cool.
You're your own person. Do what you want, and we'll provide backup.
Well, yes, and it.
I mean, like, I don't have to go there by myself, but I'm just saying this is my idea. If anyone else has a better idea, I'd listen to it.
No, think about it, because everyone else sort of poo-pooed the idea, but maybe you're like, actually, I didn't want to say it in front of my sister Annabeth, but I'm actually really into this sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
It could work.
Well, we need to set up an atmosphere first. We need sounds, weird sounds coming from weird places. We need like knocks. We need maybe someone to look like figures in the trees running around. I need to set the scene.
I'm enthralled. Please continue.
I mean, we do have that sheet that you put over Mumu.
Right.
Maybe.
Is Mumu gonna be the ghost?
Yeah, maybe.
Mumu's gonna. What other option is there, Darcy?
What if I tell them about a creature that lives in this area that might have made the ship its home, or this area home?
I gasp and I go to my backpack, which has those torches from Sports Indirectly, and I'm like, "My time to shine!" And I hand them out. And I'm like,
Sports Indirectly.
we can just put them under people's chins, and they, ooh, lights in the forest.
Every Chekhov's gun is going off at the same time in this scene, and it's perfect.
Oh my god.
Okay. Describe your setup. Pick a skill each, and we'll roll.
Okay, I need to look at these skills.
I will also say, remember, if you need any more equipment, it sounds like you're pretty kitted out. You do have the boathouse and you do have the farm. If you go anywhere near the farm, you would have to sneak.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I'm
might have chains and stuff we could rattle.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do a calculate roll, and basically figure out how far away are we from them. Can I figure out where the safest space for Mumu to be running around is, where like you're gonna get shadows, especially from the torches, if like Kimberly and I are running around behind him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's not gonna be fully comprehended by the people on the ship, so I'd like to do a calculate roll, please.
Absolutely. Hit me with one of those. Ideally, you are looking for 3 successes.
I have great news for you. I rolled 3 dice and I got 3 failures. So I'm gonna take that exhausted condition now. I'm gonna end this broken shell of a child.
Is that your third or fourth? That's only your third.
This will be my 3rd condition
Yeah.
because I've tried to take it 2 times now, and you keep finding reasons not to let me take it. That's 1 6.
I'm sorry for trying to keep your character in the narrative.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got a single success, so everyone's gonna have to pick up my slack.
Alright.
Sorry, lads.
So with 1 success, you get 2 questions with 1 success.
On calculate.
You do, yeah. This is actually technically a
Ooh.
tech. It's more to do with knowing how technical objects work and how to use them. So if you feel like investigate might work better with those classic questions, you can absolutely apply those.
I would roll more dice for investigate. Investigate doesn't really. Okay, hear me out. Work with me here. Go on.
That's what I'm here to do.
Go on a little journey with me, if you will. Calculate tech. What problems could it cause is actually very apt for this situation, because I'm trying to find that sweet spot where Mumu could be potentially seen, and what problems that could cause, and whether we need to move further away or like move the lights and that kind of thing.
For sure.
So I think what problems could it cause is a very good one. And how can I use it? It refers to the terrain around us.
Okay.
And how I can implement that in a way that's going to keep Mumu concealed but still scare some kids.
Okay, so because it's a tech roll, I think it has to apply. I'm gonna give you the answers through the lens of the Magnetrine ship, because that's the only piece of tech anywhere nearby. So I'm so sorry. What was the first question you chose?
What problems could it cause?
So specific to your plan, the problem that it could cause, and you're the perfect person to be answering this question because you still have that connection to Mumu. And as you've approached, as you've got closer, she was already slightly agitated outside of the fence. Now she's definitely got the scent of something. She is going to figure out sooner or later that the scent that she is picking up is the neodymium from the ship. And if you set her loose in this area, that's where she's going to make a beeline for. That's what she wants. That's where she's going to go. She's not smart enough and able to abstract the kind of ideas that you guys are applying. She isn't going to be able to follow along with this plan. She's a creature who is hungry, and there's her food. So she's going to go for it.
And how can I use the terrain to help us pull off this plan?
So again, trying to apply that through the terrain of like the ship and how it is settled. It's settled in an upright position. It's pretty much, it's tilted over to one side. You can see that the kids have begun building a little hideout for themselves because the interior of the ship has been gutted. It's just an empty shell. But they have been pulling down branches and twigs and taking some panels from the walls and getting detritus from the ship and putting something together. And they're building sort of like a little lean-to next to the if the ship was meant to be upright and it's tilted over, they're building it in the lee of the ship.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I'm not encouraging you to explain that particularly. Like, that's
No,
not
as
how
a
we want to
mother,
get rid of them.
no.
Yeah.
As a mother, my
Yeah.
brain went, "Oh no,
Yeah.
that's dangerous."
It looks pretty solid. It's been, we'll say that it's sort of been embedded into the ground a little bit by the people who brought it here. It's not the size of the Clara Eliza. It's a much, much smaller ship than that. It's still a decent size. I think it's meant to crew like maybe sort of 6 to 8 people. So it's not as big. It is still dangerous, correct, but it has been sort of stabilized in the ground. They're building this little hideout, and you can see that they are trying in vain to light a little campfire. Clearly none of them went to Girl Guides, and they haven't quite figured out that you need like kindling. They're just trying to set fire to sticks and logs.
They don't understand. They won't learn anything from the Girl Guides.
Oh,
So.
Fools.
They don't have 2 arsonists on their team like we do.
Yeah.
You are currently at the back side, so you can see their side, and you can also see the other side. You can see several entrances that you could go into or out of. You can see an entrance sort of high above them, and windows all along either side that are not obstructed. You can make your way, like you can see clear through them.
So, as part of this question of how can I use it, you said the interior was gutted. Do you mean it's like completely hollow, or they're like still hallways and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The interior structure still exists. Like there are still rooms and corridors and doorways, but there's no fixtures. There's like no furniture, things like that.
I relay this information.
So we could maybe get Moo on board and making some noise, but like if we could find an entrance or a way of getting them on board where the other children aren't.
Yeah, there's entrances on the opposite side to the other children. So honestly, if we have the sheet, I don't see anything wrong with just unleashing Moo and letting Moo racket around, like run towards the ship and start racketing around inside.
What if we attach like leaves and like things to the sheet to make it look like some kind of weird swamp monster? Like,
oh yeah, like add like layers of confusing sound as well by like the leaves and
the leaves and the branches scraping along the metal and
oh that would be cool. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, Operation Moo.
Operation Moo distraction forces go.
Yeah.
As we're doing that, DM, I'm gonna have Jessie focus on Katie, and I want to try to figure out if this is something that she is going to be reactive to, because this could all be for not. Is she the kind of person?
Okay. This sounds to me like an empathize roll.
I was hoping for that. Thank you.
Good.
All right. Oh, my 2 conditions.
Oh. How many dice are you rolling?
5.
Good odds.
Not good enough.
What we looking at?
The highest was a 5. Just 1 5.
All right. What's your pride?
It has to do with guitar.
Dang.
It's not really. I could push. Take another one. What do I have left? I have upset and exhausted. I mean, the adrenaline has left me after seeing my father near a picket line, so I can go with that.
Yeah.
Wait. Do I take... I've completely forgotten. Do I take negative for each condition? Or is it... Yeah. Okay, so that would be removing 1 more die from me.
Okay. It's up to you. If you...
I'll do.
Okay.
If
No, I wasn't going to alter this roll. This was just a
Mhm.
broader
If.
So it's a level 3 extended trouble. So if you get 6 successes between you, at least 6, you can then spend conditions to ratchet up the rest of the successes.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can make your kid broken by that process. Taylor will get what she wants.
All right, let's see how this goes.
It's up to you, because then it becomes a case of figuring out how much is that condition worth. Is it worth spending that condition to get a chance at a success, or is it worth spending the condition afterwards for a guaranteed success?
But we need to get up to
You
6,
need
and
to
at the
get
moment we've only got
1.
1.
Yeah.
We could see we do, yeah. We've only got 1 so far.
I have an idea, but I'll wait for us to resolve before I say anything. So
Okay.
I mean, it might not help
Alright.
at all. So I think keep it. I think keep it rather than risk it.
And then we might have to just spend it. We have to get above 6 to be able to do that. Is that correct?
Does anyone have
Yeah.
any luck left?
I have a luck left.
2. I've got 2 luck.
Okay.
So between Becky and Kimberly, you will need 5 successes if Jessie doesn't push right now.
Mhm.
Kimberly seems confident.
Yep.
So you don't want me to do it?
Full transparency as well. I am also going to use my pride. I'm going to check my pride for mine, which will be an auto success if that changes anything for anyone. But
Okay. Excuse me.
it's entirely up to you.
Ah.
Because we have also, Kimberly and I do also have conditions to spare, but obviously we need to get up to 6. I know. So
Yep.
yeah.
I think that we should place our trust in our younger friendship group members.
Okay.
We
I mean,
got this, Kimberly.
they're doing the
Yeah.
heavy lifting so far today.
They've been heavy lifting this entire season. Let's let them cook.
So, Jessie, you're gonna leave it.
I'll leave it. I
Kimberly,
don't know Katie well enough.
Fair. Yeah. What you will say is, I will give you the situation. As you look at her, you can see she is, she's basically holding court. She's very much in charge here, and she and the others are swapping ghosty UFO stories. They are very much in that sort of mind frame of talking about the supernatural, but they're talking about it in a slightly more, they're at least intending to take it from a slightly more academic point of view. They're talking about sightings and potential leads and tracking things down. So you can certainly leverage that, but whether or not she buys into it, it's hard to tell.
Okay. All right. I will work on finding a place to set up.
Okay. All right. Kimberly and Becky.
All right. Are you still set? Because I feel like mine is going to be the approach and the chatting. So
I want to check. So what's your plan exactly? And I will time what I do when you say go.
Fantastic. So my plan is to approach this from an empathetic standpoint. I think that Becky is self-aware enough to know that she's not particularly good at talking, especially around people that make her nervous. However, she's quite good at observing, and she can maybe use an empathize role to basically figure out what the thing is that's gonna get is it Katie and co on board with this story and how to present it in a way. So I'm going for an empathize role, if that's okay, GM.
For sure.
On my part, I'm gonna go for it with my pride in mind, which is to see the world from a different perspective. Never in my life has my knowledge of the supernatural and all of its creatures and weirdness and ghost stories been more apt until now. I think that what she's gonna do, she's going for it in a way that she's gonna go and basically say, "Hey, I actually did want to join your UFO club because I'm really interested in that stuff, and please let me in," and like basically try and come at it as the loser that Katie sees her as, and then hook her in with an excellent ghost monster story that she's looking for.
So yeah, you can approach and shoot. Like, I think there'll be a bit of surprise that somebody has managed to find them and join them, but mostly Katie's attitude will definitely be that sort of, should you be out this late? Does your sister know where you are?
No, actually, me and the others had a bit of a falling out. I wanted to join your club, and Annabeth said I couldn't, and I don't really want to listen to what Annabeth said anymore. So,
Maybe you've got more of a spine than I thought then.
Yeah, totally. But she wants to obviously look a little bit scared. Like, she's trying to look like she's still a bit like frightened. Okay.
I got you. Go on then. Okay, hit us with the roll. All right. So I'm getting a six. As she preps for this story, I'm getting a success for the prize. Yep, absolutely.
Nice.
Okay, fantastic. And then we'll go for an empathize roll. Whew. All right. Okay, so that's one success.
Okay.
I would like to use my luck to roll again for the other 4 dice. Is that how that works? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, let's. I don't remember what I'm doing here.
Yeah, spend the luck and hit push, I think.
I think I have to. Oh, is that how I do it?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
So I press luck.
Yeah, and then take one off.
Take one off. Lose a luck, and then hit push, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Becky.
I got another success.
Okay.
So that's 3 successes from me. Is the success from the pride, and then the 2 successes from that.
So you're at 4 total.
4 total. Okay. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I can do? I don't think there is there?
I don't think so.
It's
I
time
can't
to pass the ball.
I can't push. I would push if I could, but then we can use that later if we can get to 6. Right? So I'm relying on Kimberly now.
Come on, Kimberly. Let's
Come
go.
on, Kimberly. So for your success, you do still get the questions. So you listen for a while. You tune into the dynamics of the club and how Casey is clearly in charge, and you get a sense of how she ticks. So you can ask. So you got 3 successes. If you succeed, you get 2 questions, and a bonus effect is an additional question up to +3. So 5 questions. Have I done the math there? You get 2. No, additional. So 2, 3, 4.
4. Yes, that makes yes.
What is her weak spot?
Great.
How can I make her do something? What does she feel? What does she want? What will she do? And is she lying?
Whew, those are all excellent questions.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so what is her weak spot?
How can I make her do something?
Can I make her do something? That's going to be one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does she feel? What does she want?
Yeah.
What will she do? And is she lying?
Okay, I think I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go with what is her weak spot?
Yeah.
And I think in particular I'm looking for, like, if others people are like, I don't know if they're all like telling, because I'm guessing this is UFO Club, right? So they're all telling like weird stories. I'm trying to figure out exactly what kind of things are making her react, or if there's anything that's making that she seems more interested in, or that she seems more scared by, is my thing there.
Yeah, perfect. Let me just check our lines and veils.
No worries.
Are we planning to actually go into telling a ghost story?
No, I don't have to do that. If
I
that's...
would prefer if we didn't, if that's
Fine.
okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Thank you. We can roleplay around it, but I'd rather
Yeah.
not actually hear a scary story, please.
I don't think I have the chops to come up with one on the fly, if I'm perfectly honest. Like a big one.
Okay, so you sit for a while and you definitely start to get, like, it is that, I'm not saying it's like a cult, but everybody is trying to make her happy in telling their stories. Everybody is trying to tell the coolest story. They're trying to one up each other. And there is definitely this like sycophantic nature of people trying to please her with their stories the most. And the ones that she brushes off tend to be stories about the ones that she's not interested in are the ones that you've kind of heard before.
Yeah.
The ones that she seems really interested in are slightly more unique ones. Ones that are tied to specific places or local myths, or especially people. She gets really freaked out when somebody starts telling a story about like a sea creature, like a sort of a Loch Ness monster type thing. She gets really freaked out and says, "Ew, stop. No, thank you."
Okay. All right.
I think that's probably enough for that question.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So a plan is forming in Becky's mind.
Okay.
I think I want to ask, how can I make her do something? And that particularly, I would like her to leave with her coterie and never return. I want to know how to make her go, I am never coming back here ever again.
Okay. So how to make her leave, you definitely get the sense that the plan that you've already got in mind will probably work. But from this vantage point, you begin to understand just how much she needs this. She's a bully, right? Bullies are insecure. This is feeding her ego. Having this little coterie of people around, sharing an interest that she decided was cool, is what she really wants. This location doesn't necessarily mean much to her, other than being out of the way, isolated from adults, and having a spooky vibe because of the ship. At some point, somebody starts telling a story about the ship and about how it like everybody on board died, and now all the spirits are haunting the ship. She really loves that one. She's really into that story. And she starts talking about how cool it is to like be here and have something local and connected to a spooky story. So maybe if there was somewhere else that she had, like, if you can scare her away, to keep her away, you're gonna need to send her somewhere else, to give her somewhere else to hold this club.
Now me, Katrina, has to think of somewhere else that
I'll tell you what then, because I like to reward 3 successes. One of the conversations that you hear in passing from one of the other kids is how they've only just started setting up this club here, and the other choice of where they were considering setting up was the old lighthouse down on the coast.
Lighthouse. Okay. All right.
One more?
And I can count that as one of my questions if you'd like.
Sure.
Thinking of a place to actually send her instead.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the questions are quite similar.
Yeah.
The same. Like, I'm getting a lot of I'm gonna get a lot of the same information.
Yeah. No, and I'm always happy to like present different info in lieu
Alright.
of a question. We've done that before. That's canon.
Okay. And I guess I think I've got, in terms of like what we want to achieve here, I feel like I've got all the information I need.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what I would quite like to know is maybe just out of Becky's curiosity on a deeper level, just in case she ever wants to bank it for later or something along those lines. I think she just really wants to know, like, does she want anything more than just like to hold court? Like, is there some deeper like thing going on there that like she can just for that like cherry on top she might be able to slightly tap into? But
I've got the answer in my head. I'm trying to figure out how. Why weren't there cell phones in the 80s? God damn it. You've known these bullies for a while, the group of you. And okay. I'm gonna upset Annabeth with the potential of this one, and I'm sorry.
oh no.
Bring it.
Bullies are insecure. Bullies take out their insecurities on other people. Katie has a lot of insecurities. Right now, she wants this. This is giving her what she needs because she isn't getting it anywhere else. She doesn't have a great relationship with her father. And that has only worsened in the last few months. With all the unrest going on in town, he is caught up in that as well. Their family is suffering the way a lot of other families are suffering. And she is getting affection from this. She is getting socialization and rewarding feedback in a way that she isn't getting from anywhere else. Redemption arc.
Absolutely not. Stop trying to make me
gonna
redeem
happen.
these people. I
It's
don't
gonna
want
happen.
to. Let me stay mad.
All
I
right.
will be a hater until I die.
So, the other bonus effect of that, you can take an additional die when you roll based on the information that you just gained, up to +3. If you can find a way to pass off some of that information to Kimberly, and Kimberly can act upon it with the final roll, Kimberly could be rolling with up to +3.
All right. Is there a way that I can... where is Kimberly stationed?
Behind a tree.
Incredible. Look at this conversation. We should have got walkie-talkies, guys. I feel like she's holding court for a while, right? I feel like Becky's quite good at slipping away.
Is she sneaky by any chance?
Well, I think she's quite sneaky. Would she be able to sneak over and...
I'll allow it.
Maybe, do you need me to roll, or?
No, I think given the circumstances, it's half light, and she's not really focused on you. She's focused on the people giving her attention. You can briefly slip away, we'll say.
I think that all through all of this, Becky has been making notes in her sketchpad, drawing pictures, lots of inspiration going on here. And I think that she heads down, sneaks away, gives this, and with just like minimal conversation because she wants to get back quickly, but it's just basically like this is what's gonna get Katie out of here. And then I think that I'm not going to tell the ghost story. But I think that what she does is she waits for an opportune moment, maybe when they're talking about what happened on the ship with the ghosts on the ship. And then I think because she likes people fighting for her attention, I think Becky's going to choose that moment to come in and say, if you're going to tell a ghost story, tell one that's actually true. And then begin to talk about how her dad worked on this ship and she actually knows some of the ghost stories to do with this ship. Actually, I'm very interested in stories all over the place. Like, for example, there's a creature that lives right here in this lake, and it doesn't even like the fact that this boat has been put here because it's like an intrusion on its land, right? Nobody knows what this creature is. Could be a ghost, could be a monster, could be an alien. But she just like starts going on about this. Essentially, I'm drawing from the sea monster thing, but I'm gonna make it like a swampy river water creature. We're probably drawing from like some comic books like Swamp Thing and things like that as we go with this one. And like she's trying to tell this story loudly so as many of her friends can hear this as possible. All the while I think like I think she's gonna feed into Katie's ego by being like, Katie brought us to the best place for a ghost story. I've always admired your leadership. And then I will finish it by kind of like dropping in hints about the lighthouse as well, just to kind of round it off and just be like, obviously like this is the best place, but another great place would be the lighthouse. I've heard so many great stories there, and then just kind of start rattling off about that.
Okay.
That's the where I'm going with it.
You've been set up expertly, Kimberly.
Yep.
Bring us home.
Okay, so first things first. Just to check, because Fiona, I can't remember. Are we actually sending Moo in at some point? Is that the plan?
I think that we should just let Moo go and cause chaos.
That's perfect. I just wanted to double check that was something that was going to happen. That's great. Because what I will do, hearing stuff about water and stuff like that, go excellent, and I will drop down to the ground in the mud and roll. Put sticks in my hair as well. Have the torches out. And I will try and get to a place where I can hear Becky talking about stuff. And every so often, just to add to the atmosphere, you just hear like a Deo. Deo. No. And then but then obviously raspy like a daylight come and it's to go home.
Jesse is up in a parapet, like trying to like position the boombox so it's gonna echo, and just hears Deo. It's like, what?
And then maybe flashing lights like Deo, like through the lights. And then I'm like, when there's the crescendo of the story that Becky's saying, it's like, because of the ship and there's a creature inside it. I'm like, release Moo, and then I'm like light show. And just be singing Deo.
In the tree line, I think Annabeth, like her shoes absolutely caked in mud, as she has been like digging her heels in, trying to hold Moo back in a way that I, Taylor, have to hold back my American Akita Zeus. And she just kind of hears release Moo, and she closes her eyes and lets go of the collar and just lets Moo go.
I would also like to say that I think Becky recovers this part of the story by talking about how this creature likes to lure people by sounding like a human.
Oh, no.
and just like, you know, calling out.
I press play.
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch.
Oh my god.
We're not. Oh no! I'm not gonna be able to get
Dale!
out of my head now.
All right. What are you rolling, Fiona?
I don't know.
Just roll like 3d6 for the vibes.
I will say
Oh
you
my
are rolling because you are utilizing the 3 extra questions that Becky got. You are rolling +3.
Okay.
I will also say that having double checked the rules, because you're following this very specific path and you are utilizing the spooky history of the free to choose, you gain another +1 bonus.
Okay.
So you've got 4
4?
bonus die.
Right.
Now tell me what you're actually rolling.
Yeah. No. I mean.
Moving through the mud.
Charm.
I think it is
Tinkering
charm.
with their brains.
I do think it's charm.
Okay.
Okay. So that's with a +4. Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Come on.
You need in an impossible world. You need 8.
8.
2 will do. 2 will allow you to start spending conditions.
Okay. Daylight come and we want to go home. And roll.
It's a lot of dice.
Oh no! Okay, hold on. You
Hang
have
on,
not-
just let it sit.
I didn't roll any successes on my 9 dice.
Ow! You've got luck. You've got 2.
I'm gonna use 1 luck. And how I do that is I realize I'm not saying Deo properly, and so I'm just like, Deo! Misote. And I'll this one. No, hang on.
One dice.
Come on.
1 dice.
Okay. 1 success.
Wow.
Wow. On 9
Wow.
dice?
On 9 dice.
In what world?
Can I take a condition at this point? Or is
To
that-
push?
Yeah.
I think you can do a luck and a push. I'm pretty sure we've
I'm
allowed
just- yeah,
a
that's what I
luck
wanted
and
to
a
check.
push. Yeah,
Okay.
but not 2 luck. We'll say 1.
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to check because I didn't
Yeah.
want to. Okay.
We'll allow 1 push.
I think I think Deo. Oh, God. Misote. Just exhausted. Absolutely done.
You're gonna have to run out there as well. I think that's the
Yeah,
only
oh, yeah.
possible
Yeah, I'm just like-
solution.
I'm just like, yeah, I get my like puffer jacket and I go, and there's like branches and stuff and mud, and I'm just like, Misote with the lights and everything. I'm just like, this is the reason I didn't do drama club. Right, okay. Let's find a chance. So we've got 1 success so far.
Yeah. So re-rolling 8.
Oh,
There is a
come on.
possibility that you get 7 successes here, but that's not the world that we live in.
No,
didn't.
how
I
is
didn't
this?
though.
1 more success brings
Yeah.
you to 6.
That's all that matters, yeah.
So at the end of the extended trouble,
Yeah.
you have half the successes you need.
Yeah.
As Mumu rushes towards the free to choose, how are you all going to spend at least 6 conditions to add to the chaos and scare these people away for good?
Okay,
I'm so glad that you're us.
I have an injury already, but I'm gonna say that I'm scared because I'm in the presence of these bullies that terrify me.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say that I'm pretty exhausted after all of the running that we've been doing and the sneaking, and the day has hit heavy. So I'm gonna do 2 conditions off the bat to get 2 successes.
Narratively, how do you exhaust yourself in the moment? How do you add to the fearfulness of this atmosphere?
I
You
think
see
that
Mumu.
Becky, as she gets more and more into the story, is like leaping about the boat. Like she's like properly putting like dramatic action into it, and she's already exhausted from the day. So I think that she's like, and then. And like, yeah, she's trying to really frighten him. So
Okay. 4 to go.
The only one I don't have is injured. So I think, as Mumu begins running towards the ship, I can see that she's going the wrong side, and I am going to run forward and like use my entire body and like throw my shoulder into her to redirect her. And there's just a little pop.
oh no!
Dear.
Oh gosh! Oh no!
Mumu redirects, is aware of your pain, but is too focused on this bounty of the Endymion before her, and keeps running, but is now running in the correct direction.
Aiming into a door,
Yep.
like to go inside and start
Perfect.
rattling about.
Yes, perfect, absolutely.
I'm broken.
You are broken.
You get broken when you take 4, or I thought it's when you take 1 more past 4.
Let's double check. I think it's all 4.
Wait, what? Hang on.
No, I think
No,
it's
I
all
think
4.
it's I think it's all 4.
Hang up.
Suffering
Am I-
conditions.
Maybe I'm just making up rules.
Maybe you're just like,
trying to give me a chance, but what if I didn't want one?
Well, then you can just add 2 successes to fully break yourself.
I'll add to I'll do whatever
Oh.
I have to do.
No, Ren's correct. If you gain all 4, and then if all 4 conditions are marked, and you take another one, you mark broken.
I'll
Well,
do
we
it.
can see how everyone else tots up first. If you want to try not to.
It seems really important to Taylor.
For some
I
reason.
don't know what Taylor's going through right now, but it
I
seems really
I
cathartic.
have actually got one more condition my end that I can also throw in if that
Okay.
needs
Yeah,
to be.
I only have
high quality banter.
high
I mean,
quality.
I would say that even though you might not have the broken condition, I do feel like at this point you are pretty broken, you know.
Annabeth is like mentally and
I
spiritually
don't
broken.
even need to give you the broken condition to make you broken. I feel like Annabeth is pretty done at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, but that's not funny.
Well, with you at 4 conditions and not broken, we still have 3 successes missing from our chart. So
I'll do it.
You seem determined, and I don't want to take it from you.
I feel like we
10
could do
minutes
this
per
without
episode.
that, but
I feel like we could. We really
we
could.
could definitely do this without it.
But if
Fine. No,
no,
go
Taylor-
go on. Just take the conditions. We need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
okay.
The end is
All right.
now.
The end is nigh. I can take upset, and directly relate it to possibly witnessing the scene of you completely falling into the mud, trying to redirect Mumu. Just because this is not going, nothing is going right, and it hasn't been going right for weeks. So yeah, I
This could
can.
be the thing
I
that
have
puts
an
them back together.
potentially. So yeah, I have another one that I can take, but I don't know if Kimberly wants to.
I mean,
Okay.
I can take injured and upset, and the way I would suggest is that I'm doing the Deo thing and nobody's moving, and then obviously Mumu comes out and I'm like, oh no, my cue, and then I go out, and then I trip over a root and I fall flat on my face,
Oh.
and I'm like, oh, ah!
And that's
The
the
noise.
scary noise.
Yeah, like like that constantly. So yeah, so I can take another 2 on top of that.
okay, that gets you to the required 12. That was brutal.
God.
12 successes is a lot of successes.
It's not a lot of shots.
I'm gonna-
for-
You just all rolled really,
Yeah, we
really
rolled
badly.
really
Yeah.
badly,
I'm gonna
yeah.
off with all this caterwauling and all this noise as everyone is frightened. I'm gonna just suddenly like roll up my sleeve and show them the scratches on my arm and go, "Where did these scratches come from? They weren't here before. Save yourself!"
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah. The flashlights are going everywhere, like lights and shadows. They're seeing more people.
They run screaming. It's absolute chaos. They run screaming. They get in their boats. Some of them just swim to shore and keep running. And if you're able to keep up the ruse at school for the next few weeks, Becky, you are able to redirect the group to reconvene at the lighthouse. Rather than attempt. I imagine you like go in and retell the story as like in the scariest way possible to the rest of the group and just remind them over and over again how traumatizing and terrible it was to discourage.
I'm gonna tell them that I was visited in a dream. And I was told not to go back there, and next time if somebody went back there, we would be far worse off. And show off my injuries.
So the space is yours. It's Mumu's, I should say.
Yes.
You are able to situate her. There are several neodymium discs still attached to the outside of this small freighter. A decent amount of this mineral that will keep her going for a while. And time rolls on. The seasons begin to change again. Over the next few weeks, she's not confined now, and it's like a bottleneck has been passed, and she starts to grow rapidly.
Let's go. Let's
go,
go,
Mumu.
baby.
Let's go.
You are perfectly able to leave Mumu at the freighter. It doesn't seem to be interested in going far. It is written here that it enjoys licking the old decommissioned engines. That's just how
Nice.
it spends its days.
Don't do that at home, kids.
So you actually managed to avert a catastrophe, or that catastrophe at least.
At big cost.
Big cost. What are the ramifications of that? One day you all just come home late from school and you're all injured and depressed and terrified and have nightmares. What does that look like in our last mundane scenes of autumn? How do you spend the next few weeks?
I think Annabeth at this point completely withdraws from the friendship group. She's like there when we need to go and visit Mumu, refuses to go to visit Mumu by herself. But I think there's just like this shot of her on her bed, like curled up in a fetal position, like with the flag kind of draped over her like a blanket, and you just kind of watch it fall to the floor. It just kind of like falls off on its own. And I think that's where she ends.
No, Annabeth.
Someone else take a turn.
Well, honestly, I think that Becky is I don't think she's not used to Annabeth withdrawing like that at that level. And I think that like she comes home and obviously there's like a lot of fussing over the injuries and the tiredness, and I don't imagine that we would have necessarily got into trouble, especially if something popped in Annabeth's arm. I feel like it would have been more like we probably could have passed it off or something, but then just Annabeth like withdrawing like that, I think she kind of, you see her, she's kind of like drawing, and then she there's a moment where she kind of puts down the sketch pad, and she walks over towards Annabeth's room, and she goes maybe to knock and try to see if she's okay. And then I don't know, maybe she hid. I don't know if Annabeth is a loud crier or is crying at all, but if she could hear, if just the silence maybe even is enough for her to kind of like, she can just feel the energy from the room, and she just sort of sighs and withdraws and goes back to her room.
Well, I think Kimberly comes home, and as always, clearly she's done something wrong, so she gets grounded.
We don't even know what it is. Just go to your room.
Okay. I think she doesn't say anything, and obviously do correct me if people do. I think she doesn't tell anyone it's her birthday. So
Fiona, you have to stop doing this to us. We would know.
No. I think you would. No. It's not like the day of or anything like that. I think it's in a couple of days, but because people are recovering and stuff, she's like, oh, it's fine. And maybe what happens, like she'd be like, oh, they're not coming. They're all too busy. They'll go just have fish and chips. But then I think it would then get up to tryout day, and she does go, but before anything happens, she like pulls Liam aside. It's like, I have something to tell you, and it's really important, and I want to do it now because somebody told me that I need to tell the truth about these things. I am a criminal. And I've done some terrible, terrible things. The worst of which is that I lied to you. I could have been one of the greats, and I got put off by other people's opinions of me because they didn't like the vinegar smell, and they didn't want to play as a team. And I thought I wouldn't let it get to me, but it did. And so, as a result, I have not been training all summer, and I've let you down. And I just wanted you to know that. So when I absolutely fall on my face again, on the pitch, it's me. It's not a fluke. I'm not very good. All right, good chat. And then try to leave.
He doesn't say a single word the whole way. He lets you talk. He lets you get it off your chest, and then he just wraps you in the biggest hug.
Oh, Liam!
Becky doesn't have a crush on Liam. Kat has a crush on Liam.
Absolutely. The bleed is so real right now.
Oh my
I just didn't want to let you down because you have such a legacy, and I wanted
Kimberly.
to let...
Kimberly.
Yep.
You can never let me down.
Oh. But I feel I have.
The only way you'd let me down is if you kept living a lie.
Oh.
And I'm really glad you told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what happens here today. You can go out there and try your best. Or we could just go home and watch a movie.
Oh, that does sound good.
Let's go and do that then, eh?
Okay.
Or you could just go and have a kickabout with some of these. Damien hasn't tied his shoelaces.
What? I break from the hug. No. Damien's here.
Queen!
Run out. Yeah.
Gotta beat Damien.
Please, Kimberly, I need you to know that as much as you want to be solitary, We're in the stands.
Yeah,
Wow.
we are. We've all
Yeah.
kind of put our shit to I've done it again. We've put our stuff to the side.
Yeah.
And I do think that we have, like, Becky has probably lent us the paint so we could help. We've got a "Let's Go Kimberly" banner on the back of
Oh.
the
Yes.
sticker.
We
Absolutely.
absolutely are there.
Like,
And Becky has absolutely what she was drawing before she went to go and knock on Annabeth's door was absolutely a birthday card for Kimberly.
Oh.
100%.
yeah, we're there in the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all of you in your own individual ways, trying to be emo and sad. And like, no, go on without me. And the
No.
rest of you are just like,
No.
It's
"Mm-mm,
not happening.
No,
no.
no,
Mhm.
we can be emo and sad in our own time, but when one of
Yeah.
our own needs the support, we show up.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
marked in the calendar, man.
Yeah,
Oh, Kimberly doesn't look at the calendar.
And,
Um,
and Becky has absolutely not told Annabeth or Jessie that Kimberly might not show up at tryouts today. She had this feeling. I think she had this gut feeling that Kimberly was gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
She definitely looks like she's pumping her arms extra hard.
mhm.
And the ball does not get past to Damien whatsoever when she has it. So
He trips. At one point, he trips flat on his face.
yeah, I go over
It's
to help him up
very
and I go,
gratifying.
I'll go up to help him up and I go, sucker. And like get Velcro.
did you just say get Velcro?
Yeah.
All
End
right.
scene. End scene, as you
End
said.
scene.
End scene. Yeah, yeah.
All right. And that leaves.
Yes. Here we go.
Bring us home, Ren.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We're not gonna do a huge long scene. We don't have time.
Mhm.
I think
fine.
Jesse and I think Ren and I might discuss some things off stream after this one. But
Mhm.
how's things at home?
I think it is awkward as it is normally. The evening that Jessie comes home, she doesn't say anything to her dad, just the sight of him. And then it's the next morning. Were you even going to tell me?
I hoped I wouldn't have to. I hoped it was all gonna blow over. That they would change their minds and give us all our jobs back, and it could just go back to normal, and I wouldn't have to.
How long?
While you were away. I didn't want to tell. I didn't want to ruin your time. I didn't want to. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay.
You know, I I had actually got it into my head that you were mad at me or something, and that's why you weren't here.
No.
Because I took extra time with mom, but you just
No.
didn't want to tell me anything.
I was so glad you weren't here when it went down. I'm not mad at you, bud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I made you think that. I'm mad at me. I'm mad at them. I'm gonna figure it out, okay? You don't have to worry. We're gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay. If I can't get it together, then I'll talk to your mom and maybe you could go back there. For
You
good.
can't just decide things
I'm not.
for me.
I'm saying it's an option. I'm gonna make it right one way or another. That's what I mean.
Just tell me. It's
Yeah.
only us here. You have to tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
She'll hug him.
You don't hear him cry, but you recognize what that shake of the shoulders means as he holds you. He stays there for a while. And you hear a big sniff, and he sort of pulls away and looks away. You're in late. Last night, you should get to school.
Are you gonna be here?
I'll be here when you get home. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So go.